Welcome. My name is Brandon. As you may have realized, this is not a mall. I filmed Lark Toys as I wanted to share something happy and special from Minnesota. Even if you live in Minnesota or western Wisconsin, you may have not heard of Lark Toys. In fact, I had driven through Kellogg, Minnesota on my way to film the Winona Mall without noticing the place. In my defense, it was January and I was paying close attention to the roads instead. When I made a second mall trip to La Crosse, Wisconsin in July, I decided to stop in. This place is a treat. It's a combination of a toy store and toy museum that also includes a carousel and mini golf course. The property also contains a workshop where people create wooden toys. I love old dolls and old toys, things made from fabric or metal. I visited a couple of doll and toy museums in Germany back in 2006. One of the museums had a very realistic life-size child doll. The owners kept it in a separate space, so you had to make an effort to look at it. It really creeped me out. I looked at it and then looked away about 5 times, almost like it was daring me to look. While on the topic of creepy dolls, every October, the Olmsted County Historical Society in Rochester, Minnesota, has a creepy doll exhibit. Timing did not work out for me this year, but I hope I can make it next October. I'm going to talk less than I do in my mall videos. I hope the toys hold your attention. I don't think you need me to say, oh, look at this and oh, look at that repeatedly, even if that was going on in my head. As I mentioned earlier, these wooden toys are created on site in a workshop. I bought my nephew a car in his favorite color, blue. "It goes fast!" he exclaimed. My niece, on the other hand, was baffled by her present. I gave her a puzzle. It showed a picture with Legos laid out to look like quarts of ice cream as you would see in an ice cream parlor. I think my niece was expecting actual Legos. Oh well, after handing out presents, we went out for real ice cream. When I went to pay for my gifts, a woman was hanging out chatting with the cashier. She apologized for being in the way. I said no problem. I wish I could hang out here all day. This place is great. It was so fun to see books that I had not thought about since I was a child. We have been bombarded with 1980s nostalgia for over a decade, but it's always pop culture. I had forgotten about things from school, things that I thought always existed without knowing that they were new when I was a child. That reminds me, I discovered something not on Wikipedia. I remember reading the Pee Wee Scouts books in the first grade, and there was no information about them on that site. No grown-up Pee Wee Scouts fans out there? Are they not popular? I've learned the author Judy Delton was from St. Paul, Minnesota, so maybe they aren't well known outside of the state. One collection of books from my childhood that did make Wikipedia is the Wayside series. In the books, the Wayside School was built vertically as a tower instead of horizontally. I remember nothing of the books except that the school is missing the 19th floor. I will never forget it, as the story still chills me today. In the first book, the author says that there is no 19th floor and apologizes for including a 19th chapter. The second book, however, includes a creepy story about a girl who somehow makes it onto the 19th floor and everything is off-kilter. Everything is wrong. The teacher on the 19th floor makes students forget about the real world by having them perform tedious work such as writing out numbers alphabetically from 0 to 1 million. Some of the students had been there so long that they were now adults. I can't recall any of the other stories from the books. At 10 years old, this was the first time a story creeped me out. These Miss Nelson books you see in the video brought up my nostalgic thoughts. I had forgotten about them for 30 years. I could not tell you what any of the stories are about, though. Did I just have to read them? I might have had to perform them as plays in 4th grade. So many fuzzy memories. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Lark Toys. I will be returning to malls in my next video. If people like and watch this video, I will film more non-mall locations. I've had my eye on the Landing in Shakopee, the Faribault County Historical Society, and the Pioneer Village in Hastings. The Pioneer Village has more than a traditional general store, church, and school. It has the original 1953 Porky's fast food restaurant that I visited when it was still functioning in St. Paul, Minnesota back in the 1990s. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Take care.